So, good morning everyone. Welcome back to another video? Yeah, welcome back to another video. And in this video, make sure you click the like button, drop a comment down below at the end of the video so I know what you think about this video, and make sure you subscribe. So, I've just put the solar panel on the roof. It's massive, but it's not too big. I mean, you can see it from the sides because it's like wide, but it doesn't overhang, which is good, and also it fits in between the skylight and the front of the Unistrut bars. If you want to see that video, you can see the video up there. But for now, that's going to stay up there because I'll need to do some more stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out the cheap PWM charge controller I have. It was a £5 off eBay for the nice Epever MPPT. And if this is all gibberish, actually I'm sure if you're building a van you've heard the words MPPT, and that's the charge controller for the solar. Now when I put in all my wiring, and that's not what most people do behind the insulation, when I put my electric system in after building the van, my favourite friend is a coat hanger. I don't like putting all the cabling behind the insulation. I don't mind putting it behind the wood, but I just can't really think about where things need to go. Things change in my van because they're not written down forever. So I like to do the wiring after. So what I did was I took down 3 ceiling panels and got a coat hanger through a hole in the wall, and got a coat hanger through the ceiling and down to where the electrics are. I drilled a hole in the wall and I put the coat hanger down until I could see it, and then somehow I got the solar cables through. I can't remember if I taped them to it and pushed them down or pulled them through, but basically they're now up in the ceiling, and if I take down the ceiling panels, and then I can drill a hole in the roof, and then I'm going to install this little device here, and it's basically the same as your normal gland box most people put on their vans, but the benefit to this is, with the gland boxes you glue them down and that's it. If you need to access it, or I don't know, add a new cable or do anything like that, you can't get to it. This is a junction box, but if you drill a hole in the bottom and through your roof, then you have 2 cables coming out, so positive and negative, and if you ever need to access it, there's 4 little screws on the top you can just take off. It's a fully sealed unit, IP66, no water's getting in that. Same we used for my dad's on the boat, but we used a bigger one with like 5 junctions because there's 3 solar panels on there. You see that? So yeah, but defo worth getting a junction box that supports 6mm cable, of course. This you can screw to the roof if you need, but you can just glue it if you want as well. I'm probably just going to glue it because less holes in the van. Literally just walked away from the camera. Just looked at those cables. And then it just occurred to me, how the hell am I going to know which is positive and negative? Oh dear. I'm going to have to attach them to the solar panel first, and then carefully measure the voltage from down here and get the positive and negative. Voltmeters are great, guys. If you're doing a van build and you're doing the electrics, you need a voltmeter. You can do the continuation, the way you go the beep, the continuation device, and then you can measure voltages, you can work out which is positive and negative. Honestly, get yourself one. So anyone doing a van build and doesn't think that the Victron is worth the price, because in my opinion I don't, Epever from Bimble Solar. Batteries from Alpha Battery, solar stuff from Bimble Solar. They're great. They do these ones without the display, which are called budget ones, and I got one of these because I'm getting a separate shunt that's going to measure everything going in and out and the voltage and everything, so I don't need it on here. So this has been sat here charging my phone, etc., doing everything. The solar panel hasn't been connected like 2 days now, and 12.9. Honestly, if you haven't seen my battery video, you need to go check it out up in the card up there. And yeah, just get those batteries, they're beasts. Flick a trip switch off if you put one of them in, because then the positive isn't live, so it's not going to spark if they touch. So fit a trip switch that you can manually turn off, always a top tip. So yeah, this has been my previous setup. I like monitoring things. I've got a cheap shunt just over there on the battery, and then I've got this little £10 or £5 monitor that measures all the solar coming in and out. No, going in, sorry. And then £5 charge controller. It's done me for ages, this setup, so I'm very happy with it. You can really, if you're on a budget of £100 for all your electrics, you can do it. There are ways. It won't necessarily be the most ultimate system, but it will get you by, and I've charged laptops and phones and all sorts off this system. Also, top tip if you're doing your electrics, I like to share this tip because I've never seen it before and they're really useful. So rather than cable tying things and tacking things up with the annoying hammer-in tacks, use these. These are 15mm, you can also get them in 22 if you've got lots of cables. Pipe clips, and they just clip shut. And then when you need to open them, you can just open them, put your cables in, add a new one, take out an old one, and then clip it shut again. So versatile, so easy. Honestly, people should use these more often. Just get them from Wick, they're really cheap as well. So this thing, this beast of a unit is going there. Okay, so the memory card got full, so I didn't film it, but I got the inverter finally hooked up. All done, all well and good. Now what I've got to do is I've got to take down these 2 or 3 panels here, and I've got to drill up through the roof. Because the cables are up here. I watched CJ's video yesterday about him installing the tow ball, and and like how if you ever do a job on your van, it's so much of a faff because it's all in one room, so like the slightest difference makes the difference to not just one task but multiple tasks. Then I've got to take all my clothes out, and great, we nailed the rope to the bit of wood I need to take down. That's not great. So if you see what I mean, there's quite a reel of cable up here. Now it is all still one cable, I just looped it over, didn't want to cut it yet. It should reach, yeah, to about there. That's good. Plenty of cable to play with then. Yes, and where this is coming out is actually on a top ridge, which is good because water won't sit there. Okay, so we've turned the van around, well, we swapped it back with Dad's. There's Dad's, here's mine. So I've got this tree, which is a bit annoying because of the leaves, which is why we moved it to paint. But it's good because I'm sort of in the shade, so the roof's not boiling to stand on. Because I'm in bare feet. So what I've just got, I've got everything up here now. So I've got 2 holes in the roof, and I got this. And I did 2 just because it was easier. But now I've got to do a big spade bit in the back of this box. And I need to hook up the MC4s to the panel. I'll show you the panel in a second. So there we are, hole through there. And I'm literally just going to stick flex that down, just so water can't get to it. And if you look inside there, there's a little yellow seal, and that's why it's waterproof. So, with MC4s, you get 2 inner bits and 2 outer bits. So 2 metal bits and 2 plastic bits. Now, you'll notice the 2 metal bits slot together. The male being the one that goes inside, and this one, same. Now what you don't realise is the female of the metal goes in the male of the plastic. So male into female, and female into male. So just remember it as it's the backwards way. And how you do it is you want to put the plastic bit on just like you would like a garden hose. Don't ever forget to put it on. Put that on and then crimp it. You can crimp it with pliers because it's quite a versatile crimpy thing, but I've got the tool so I'm going to do it. And then once you've crimped that onto the cable, the plastic bit should just slide and clip around the metal bit. Oh, it's getting hot up here now. Got to get this done. Once the solar panel is attached, then I'm going to cut some little bits of angle iron using the grinder on the inverter from the solar panel. That's why I'm getting this done first. Because why not? If I've got the power, why not use it? Okay guys, so I've just created these brackets just out of a bit of aluminium angle down there. Just cut them up, sprayed them with a bit of hammerite just to match the solar panel, which you can see, as you can see, just about through the trees, chilling up there. And I'm going to drill a pilot hole first, which is about a 4mm hole. Then I'm going to go in with a 10mm bit for 8mm bolts. It just gives you a little bit of flexibility and a bit of movement, a bit of play, so you can adjust things a bit later on. But yeah, so that's going to go with it's going to have a M8 25mm nut with a washer going through and into one of the Unistrut nuts. I forget what they're called. I think they're something like zigzag nuts or something. And then here, another, again, they're all going to be going into the Unistrut and then into the solar panel. It's going to be about a 30mm long bolt with 2 washers, 1 washer either side, and then a nut on the back. And again, that's M8, and that will just go through the solar panel. So it should be plenty strong enough. That's some fairly thick, like 6mm alley. So yeah, that should be good. So, hi everyone. I totally forgot. You want to attach the solar panel to the brackets first, and then to the Unistrut, because you need to get underneath and behind the solar panel. So, yeah, totally forgot about that. So, bolt, washer, through bracket, through panel, and then nut and washer on the other side. Really simple. This is a really simple way to mount a solar panel. And I know on the Mercedes Sprinters, if you do it first, they've got the pre-made holes in the roof. So I would recommend, if you're mounting solar panels, do it on Unistrut, because it makes it also flexible for next time you get solar panels and stuff. And then I've got a spanner and a socket. The spanner's going to go in the solar panel, and then the socket on the top. Take a look at that, eh? There's all the roof that you can sit on, and look at that neat solar panel at the back. I gotta say, with it being all black, it just looks so cool. Let's see. So yeah, with this one, so I bolted that to that so you could get the spanner behind using like that crooked bit, like that, and then the ratchet on the front. And then at the end, we went and just tightened that onto that, just using that bit because it's not quite big enough. That's why I recommend if you make that hole a little bit further away, you'll be able to get a socket over that. Do that up tighter and quicker. Though I'm scared of doing things too tight because I've done it a few times before. So I'd rather keep things just to a decent tightness. But yeah, like I say, it's really, if I get over here in my risky manner, it's quite nice and low. There's no proper flex. Like, I can put a lot of weight on that, and that's not going to hit against the van while you're driving. So good. And yeah, I'm really happy with all that. Look, you've got all that space. I've left the Unistrut going all the way back so you could put a roof deck there. And here's the panel. Here's the cable gland, as you can see here. And then I'm going to tuck them and cable tie them to the bottom of the Unistrut. Like that, just through the little holes. So, if you did like the video, make sure you give it a good like. Drop a comment down below what you enjoyed about this video, if you'd do anything differently, and what you'd recommend, because you never know, because I'll probably do this again. So maybe you've got some advice on how you've done it. And make sure you're subscribed if you're not, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next week.